The story begins on a clear, starry night in the quiet rural town of Itomori. The town is known for its peaceful atmosphere and the large, tranquil lake nestled beneath the mountains. Above in the heavens, a comet is streaking through the sky, trailing fire behind it. The comet, once a symbol of wonder and beauty, holds a darker purpose. A piece of it will soon shatter and fall to earth, marking the beginning of a tragedy. In the Miyamizu household, Mitsuha, a high school girl, is exhausted from the weight of her family's shrine duties. Each day she helps with the rituals, the sacred kuchikamizake brewing, the dances, and the tedious chores. But despite this life steeped in tradition, Mitsuha feels trapped, suffocated by the expectations placed on her. She yearns for something more, something beyond the peaceful but uneventful life in the countryside. One night, overwhelmed by her frustration, Mitsuha gazes up at the starry sky and shouts out a wish. Please, in my next life, let me be a handsome boy living in Tokyo. The next morning, Mitsuha wakes up to find herself not in her body, but in the body of Taki Tachibana, a high school boy from Tokyo. She is confused and disoriented, waking up in an unfamiliar room, surrounded by a world she doesn't understand. She stumbles out of bed, finding herself in the midst of Taki's life. He works at an upscale Italian restaurant, lives in a small, cluttered apartment in the heart of the city, and juggles schoolwork. Mitsuha's first reaction is disbelief. She thinks she's dreaming, but soon the realization hits her. She has somehow swapped bodies with a boy she doesn't know in a city she's never been to. Meanwhile, Taki, now in Mitsuha's body, is equally confused. He is thrust into the rural world of Itomori, a stark contrast to the bustling Tokyo life he knows. The quiet, small town, filled with its traditions and customs, throws him off, especially when he interacts with Mitsuha's family, her classmates, and the local townspeople. He stumbles through her daily life, trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy. His awkward behavior is met with confused stares, especially from Mitsuha's best friend, Tessie, and her younger sister, Yotsuha. As days pass, the two begin to communicate through notes and messages, leaving reminders for each other to prevent complete chaos. They set boundaries to make sure that their actions don't ruin each other's lives. However, this arrangement soon turns into something deeper. They begin to form a connection. Taki helps Mitsuha navigate her crush on the cool older boy in her class, and Mitsuha helps Taki pursue his crush on Miki Okudera, a college student he admires. Their bond grows stronger with each passing day, though neither fully understands the true nature of their connection. In an attempt to understand the cause of the body swapping, Taki follows Mitsuha's family on a trip to the sacred shrine in the mountains of Itomori. There, he learns of the concept of Musubi, the spiritual threads that connect people, time, and destiny. The shrine, built into the mountain's edge, overlooks the vast lake below. Taki realizes that something beyond their understanding is at play, and that these threads are tied to the comet's impending collision with Earth. Taki and Mitsuha's body swapping continues for several weeks, but then, without warning, it stops. Taki wakes up in his own body, back in Tokyo, while Mitsuha seems to disappear. Desperate, he tries everything he can think of to reconnect with her. He begins searching for a way to reach her, even traveling to remote areas to ask if anyone knows of a town named Itomori. However, his quest leads him to a shocking revelation. Itomori was destroyed 3 years ago when a fragment of the comet hit the town, wiping it off the map. Devastated by the news, Taki refuses to give up. He seeks out the shrine where he first encountered Musubi, hoping that the sacred ritual will somehow allow him to communicate with Mitsuha across time. The ritual involves drinking the sacred kuchikamizake, a traditional liquor brewed by Mitsuha's family for generations. As Taki drinks it, he is suddenly thrown into a surreal, time-bending experience. He begins to relive the memories of Mitsuha, from her time in the mountains to the last moments before the comet struck. In these vivid flashes, he experiences the intensity of her feelings, her determination to warn the town, and the deep connection they shared, a connection that transcended the boundaries of time and space. Taki's journey takes him back to the fateful day when the comet will strike. This time, he is in Mitsuha's body once again, but he knows that the window of opportunity is small. He enlists the help of Mitsuha's friends, Tessie and Sayaka, to help evacuate the town and warn the mayor about the impending disaster. They work together, sabotaging the town's power grid and broadcasting an emergency alert to get the word out. Despite the chaos, Mitsuha's father, the town's mayor, refuses to believe her, dismissing her warnings as nonsense. But Taki, speaking from Mitsuha's heart, insists that they need to act fast. As the comet approaches, time grows short. Mitsuha and Taki's bond, now stronger than ever, pushes them to take drastic measures. In the final moments, the town begins to evacuate, but the comet is still on course for destruction. Taki knows that the only way to save the town is to somehow change the course of the comet, a task that seems impossible. With time running out, Taki climbs to the top of the mountain where he and Mitsuha first made their connection. It is here, under the twilight sky, that the two are able to meet one last time. In the ethereal space between time and reality, they exchange brief, poignant words, a moment of recognition, of connection, of love. It is in this moment, just before the comet strikes, that they understand the full depth of their bond. Taki whispers her name, and Mitsuha responds, her voice breaking through the veil of time. But as the comet impacts, their connection is severed once more. In the aftermath of the comet's destruction, Itomori is saved. The town is rebuilt, the lives of its people preserved thanks to the efforts of Mitsuha and Taki. But for Taki, the loss is still fresh. He cannot remember the name of the girl who saved him, who he had shared such a profound connection with. Yet, deep within him, there is an aching feeling, the sense that he is missing something, that there is someone important out there, someone whose name he cannot recall. Years pass, and Taki and Mitsuha continue their lives, unknowingly wandering in separate worlds. Taki, now a young man, works at an office in Tokyo, while Mitsuha, still living in Itomori, has built a new life. But despite everything, the feeling of something unfinished lingers. One day, by chance, their paths cross. It is on a crowded street in Tokyo, a place where millions of lives intersect, that Taki and Mitsuha's fates finally align once again. They lock eyes, and in that brief, fleeting moment, something deep within both of them stirs. They feel a connection, a recognition, as if their souls have always known each other. Taki, his heart racing, turns to her and asks, "Haven't we met before?" Tears spring to Mitsuha's eyes as she responds, "I thought so too." They stand there, in the middle of a bustling city, their hearts beating in sync as they slowly begin to realize that this moment, this encounter, is the culmination of everything they have been through. As the camera pulls away, their hands almost touch, but they hesitate, unsure of how to proceed. Their story is far from over, but for now, they simply ask the one question that has lingered in their hearts for so long. What's your name? And with that, their journey together begins anew, in a world where time and space no longer separate them. If you've made it this far, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment any anime you want me to recap in the future. More anime recaps are coming soon, and you don't want to miss them, right? Goodbye now.